Why is the magic system in Witch Hat Atelier so addictive? Because it turns magic from fantasy into possibility. Magic here is drawn, not chanted. This concept is incredibly clever. Witch Hat Atelier tells you magic must be visualized. You have to draw a specific pattern. The center is the sigil, which determines the effect. The surrounding parts are the arrows, which decide its shape and direction. The outer part is the circle, and magic activates the moment you finish drawing it. It works just like an electric circuit. Electricity only flows when the circuit is closed. This is far more logical than chanting spells. This isn't mysticism at all. It's technology. Coco comes from a tailor's shop. Because she has steady hands and can draw clean, straight lines, she has an advantage in magic over those geniuses. This feels extremely realistic. As long as you have a pen, ink, and drawing skills, you can use magic. Magic circles can even be drawn in advance with only one small gap left. When needed, you complete that single line to activate it. During Coco's first exam, she drew a huge levitation magic circle on the ship's sail, turning the entire ship into an airship. This isn't spellcasting at all, it's building block. Readers can look at every magic circle on each page and actually guess what will happen with the next stroke. This amazing sense of involvement is what makes it truly addictive. Why isn't Kefri truly trying to help Coco? Because he only needs information about the picture book, and Coco just so happens to remember everything inside it. Have you ever wondered one thing? Why did Kefri suddenly change his mind? After Coco used forbidden magic, Kefri's first reaction was to erase her memories. According to the rules of the magic world, ordinary people who use magic must have their memories erased. This is an iron rule. He was about to cast a memory erasing spell on Coco, but the very next second, he changed his words. It was after Coco mentioned that magic picture book and said she remembered its contents that Kefri's expression changed. At that moment, he realized this little girl was his only lead to track down the wide-brimmed witches. The manga has revealed that he has only had one goal: to find the wide-brimmed witches and take revenge. To him, Coco's value is nothing more than a living clue. What Kefri wants is not saving a poor little girl, but someone who can lead him to his enemies. Also, have you noticed? Kefri has never truly promised to save Coco's mother. Every time Coco asks about it, he only vaguely says, "Let's look in the Tower of Books." Keep in mind that he is a witch hat mage. What position would he be in to teach Coco to use forbidden magic? What's more, when Kefri took Coco as his apprentice, he said, "Unravel the mystery of the picture book. Save your mother." So the answer lies in that moment from episode 1. When Coco spoke of the picture book, he changed all his decisions. Not out of pity, but out of opportunity. Are the witch hats really on the side of justice? The answer may be no. This doesn't mean all witch hats are bad people, but when it comes to some rules, they have lied. The core iron rule of the witch hats is that magic cannot directly act on the human body. And they even gave seemingly reasonable reasons for it, like it could be used in wars, or someone might use magic to hurt others. But at the same time, they also stipulate that if an ordinary person uses magic, they must use a memory erasing spell to wipe out all memories of using magic. There's something really weird here. The memory erasing spell also acts on the human body, yet it's openly excluded from the forbidden list. So why isn't the memory erasing spell banned? What if something goes wrong with the magic and the person who has cast the spell goes crazy or loses all their memories and becomes a vegetable? This magic also carries risks. Why is it allowed to be used? This may mean that the witch hats are consciously maintaining their own group, or rather trying to consolidate their privileges. Harming the body is illegal, but lobotomy is legal. This is the ethical boundary established by the witch hats. They limit harm to the physical level and deliberately avoid damage at the mental level. So the witch hats organization may not have been that pure from the very beginning. The existence of magic only benefits mages, and ordinary people are not taken care of at all. Everything about this seems really suspicious. Do you know if Coco's mother was actually a magician? Judging from the details, this is highly possible. Have you noticed a detail in the first episode of Witch Hat Atelier? The anime gives a close-up shot of the clothing on Coco's mother's right arm. There is a circular pattern there. It's not ordinary decoration, perfectly regular circle, just like the shape of a magic circle. Who is author Shirahama Kamome? She is an Eisner Award winner, a manga artist obsessed with details to an extreme degree. She never draws meaningless things. This circular pattern is definitely not a coincidence. Coco's mother also has a strange attitude toward magic. When Coco said she wanted to learn magic, she replied that only people born with magical power can become magicians. This statement itself is questionable. The iron rule of the magic world is ordinary people must not know the truth of magic. Ordinary people cannot learn magic. Which version of the rules is her mother talking about? She knows far too much. Another suspicious point is where Coco's talent comes from. Coco can draw perfectly straight lines. This skill is the tailoring craft taught to her by her mother. When Kefri saw it for the first time, he said, "This is what magic truly is." Why could an ordinary tailor teach such a skill? Drawing straight lines is the most fundamental foundation of magic. If her mother was once a magician or had contact with magic, she passed this kind of muscle memory down to Coco. If that's the case, her mother took Coco to a specific place at a specific time by chance, and then just happened to meet the wide-brimmed witches. Everything may have been planned long in advance. From this perspective, the probability that Coco's mother is a magician is very high. What other details have you noticed? Feel free to discuss them in the comments. Do you know why the brush bug didn't follow Coco into the trap? Because it understands magic better than humans do. The brush bug isn't a pet, it's a magical creature. It has an extremely powerful perception of magic. When danger approached, it tried to warn Coco in its own way. But Coco was in a huge hurry to catch up with the wide-brimmed witches, and she didn't notice it at all. This also shows from the side that Coco still needs plenty of growth. Besides, the brush bug chose to stop when it encountered the thick fog. This also implies that this fog wasn't formed naturally. It is a product of magic. It proves that the wide-brimmed witches had been trying to approach Coco and lure them into the maze. The fog is exactly the magical trap they set. Their goal was to lead Coco into the territory of the giant-scaled dragon. This was a carefully planned scheme. It forced Coco to use forbidden magic in later plot developments to prove that forbidden magic also has meaning to exist. From this perspective, the brush bug is more like a mature mage. When facing danger, it can react quickly, make reasonable judgments, and choose the best possible plan. If Coco had noticed this at that time and turned back to ask why it stopped, she might have foiled the wide-brimmed witch's plan. Lastly, there is another more important reason why the brush bug didn't rush into the fog with Coco. It had a more urgent mission to lead Kifri to Coco. While Kifri was searching the entire city for Coco with no clues at all, it was the brush bug that provided him with vital information. It's safe to say that the brush bug's decision to stop made it the MVP of this entire episode.